Sometimes life makes you feel small. People may laugh at you, overlook you, or even say you'll never be good enough. But what if the very things they mock about you are the things God is quietly shaping for greatness? Let me tell you a story of a young bird who was ridiculed for his looks until patience revealed his true worth. In a quiet meadow where sunlight painted the grass in shades of gold, a young peacock wandered with his head lowered. Unlike the other birds that glistened under the morning sun, his feathers were plain, muted browns and grays that blended into the earth. He knew what was coming before he even heard it. "Here he comes," squawked a crow, its voice sharp and mocking. A group of crows burst into laughter. "Look at him," it sneered, circling above. "A peacock without colors is no peacock at all. You're nothing but a ragged chicken in disguise." The peacock flinched, but said nothing. Perched nearby, a bright parrot swayed on a branch, his feathers gleaming like emerald jewels. He tilted his head and smirked, his voice echoing. "Poor fellow, you'll never be admired like me. Listen to this voice, loud, proud, unforgettable. And you're just invisible." The forest stirred with laughter. Even the sparrows, small, harmless sparrows, joined in with whispers that pricked sharper than thorns. "Is he really a peacock?" they chirped. "Where is his beauty? Where is his worth?" The young peacock tried to walk away, but everywhere he turned, their voices followed. The laughter seemed to grow louder, echoing through the meadow, pressing against his chest until his heart ached. He ran to the river and stared at his reflection. The water rippled, but the image didn't change. Plain feathers, no brilliance, no crown of color. He splashed at the water in anger, but the reflection stared back, dull as ever. Tears burned his eyes. "Why was I born this way?" he whispered. He hid beneath the shade of an oak tree, trembling. Around him, the forest continued to buzz with life, but inside he felt empty. Every word he had heard clung to him like chains. And yet, faintly, almost like a breeze through the leaves, he felt something stir in his heart. A whisper. "Wait, just wait. Your time will come." He didn't know where it came from. Was it a dream, his imagination, or something higher, something divine? The peacock closed his eyes, clutching the whisper like a fragile thread of hope. But even as he did, the crow's laughter still rang in the distance. Seasons passed. The peacock endured the mockery. Through rain, heat, and cold nights, he stayed patient. He didn't fight back. He didn't argue. He simply waited. Then, one spring morning, something unexpected happened. At the tip of one feather, a faint shimmer appeared, a spark of blue, catching the sunlight. The peacock blinked in surprise. Could it be? Over the weeks, more colors emerged, blues, greens, and golds, small at first, but growing stronger every day. Still, he kept quiet. He didn't run to the others. He didn't show off. He simply waited, in patience, trusting the change that was happening inside him. The crows, unaware, laughed louder than ever. "Still the same dull bird," they sneered. But the peacock knew something they did not. His time was near. One evening, the animals gathered for the annual forest festival. Music filled the air, and the birds showed off their feathers in the glow of the moonlight. The young peacock walked slowly into the clearing. The crows smirked, nudging each other. "Here he comes, the joke of the forest." But as he stepped into the center, the moonlight touched him. The peacock spread his wings, and in that moment, silence fell. His feathers erupted in a burst of dazzling color. Radiant blues, shimmering greens, golden eyes that glittered like jewels. The forest gasped. The parrot dropped his fruit. The sparrow stared in disbelief. Even the mocking crows were struck silent. The peacock lifted his head and said, "You mocked me when I was plain, but all along I was becoming who I was meant to be." True beauty takes time. Patience reveals worth. The very ones who laughed at him now stood in awe. Friend, maybe today people don't see your value. Maybe they whisper behind your back or even laugh to your face. But your worth is not defined by their words. Just like the peacock, what seems ordinary in you today may be the very thing God is preparing to shine tomorrow. Be patient. Trust His timing. Your season will come. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes 3:11, "He has made everything beautiful in its time." So if you ever feel overlooked, remember, the laughter of others does not define you. God is shaping you for a moment only He can reveal.